two college radio DJs during the 90s. Hosts Keith and Steve helped expose bands like Nirvana, Pavement, and PJ Harvey. They went to shows, interviewed musicians, and reviewed albums for various zines and papers. They worked security at concerts and once even did load-in for Fish. Now they're dads. Whether you want to explore lesser-known music or take a trip down memory lane, tune in to The New Dad Rock. Join hosts Keith and Steve as they navigate the ages together, sharing their love of music across various eras and genres. Always well-intentioned, often well-informed, seldom boring, The New Dad Rock will expand your mind.
Hello and welcome once again to The New Dad Rock.
Yeah, welcome to The New Dad Rock.
Penultimate cacophonous zeitgeist Raze Pazuza. Did I pass?
Hey, Darin's back again.
Yeah. Thanks for keep having me on.
This is Granddaddy Rock.
Becoming a regular thing.
Welcome to Granddaddy Rock.
The old Uncle Techno.
So you guys are in a band together, and I'm wondering how has that been, Darin? I mean, how did you guys first get together, and how has the chemistry lasted this long?
Yeah, the chemistry is interesting.
I think it started. Keith invited me to Neutral Milk Hotel. They were playing at Bottom of the Hill, 1998.
Oh, I say 99, but I should double check. Yeah, 98 probably.
99.
Actually.
Yeah, probably 99. Yeah, I think so. That's where it started.
Yeah.
And
That's messed up because I lived in San Francisco in 99. I didn't get invited to that show.
No, I bet you did, and you're like, I can't go.
I think that's where it started, and we kind of hung out. I had a practice space in Oakland, and we jammed, and then...
I always liked we love, and we hate.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think that is our best art piece. It's the Keith and the Terrorist piece.
So when is the EP coming out?
I don't know what to do.
Crab.
I don't know.
I tell you, man, Darin, I don't know, but I've been into vinyl for like the last 5 years, and my favorite format is the 10-inch, which is, I think, only like 10 minutes per side, but it's great because, you sneak 2 songs on there. It's unique because it's a different size. I think that's the way to go. You have your 8-song EP, maybe let's see what fits.
You don't need that little adapter that you need for 7-inch singles,
Right.
Kind of fit in the middle.
I think most people don't know that. Dude, I was at a company...
Also, it's 33.
Dude.
Instead of 45.
I was at a company all hands today where someone made some reference to a magazine and then jokingly explained that a magazine was like, imagine you printed up an Instagram post and pasted them together into a binder. And that's what a magazine was. And I was like...
With all the ads from your sidebar.
Yeah, didn't even go that far. But like, I thought like someone was even trying to describe magazine was messed up. I'm like, oh, is it really that time? Like, is it really over? And I felt really bad because it is. Tell me about... Hey, oh my God. The other day I was reading a story about raves. And they were defined... And it was like a flowchart of if you knew it was a rave. If it was under 500 people, it wasn't a rave. And I thought that was pretty funny. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, rave has to be super large. There's a couple of things. Like, is it happening before 7 a.m.? You know what I mean? Like, it has to be going on at 7 a.m. That's a rave. I thought that was really cool. Darin, didn't you drive around to raves all the time? Like, no, yes?
Yeah, I did kind of get involved in that whole thing back in the... I guess this was 1990. They were starting to kind of get started in LA. They didn't call them raves back then. They were called like Acid House or Warehouse Party. But they were pretty small at first, and they were really sketchy and really bad neighborhoods and stuff. But they started getting bigger and bigger, and we were going every week and stuff. And they used to pass out flyers of these different events. And there was this really big one after maybe a couple months of this, of going every week, and it was called Nirvana. And they gave you like a T-shirt that said, like when you buy your ticket, get in, they give you a T-shirt. It says, Nirvana, Love, Sex, LSD. And this shirt fit really well, so I wore it a lot. And it was strange because I'd have these people like coming up to me on the street and being like, oh, Nirvana. I love Nirvana. I saw them open up for some band like Jesus Lizard or something like that. And I was like, oh, cool. It's not Nirvana like a rock band. It's like a rave thing or, acid house thing. And it wasn't until maybe like, I don't know, 6 months later, I was working at a record store, and the record labels, they have those like video cassettes of videos, promotional videos and stuff. And so we would put those on. But one of the songs on that tape was Smells Like Teen Spirit. And it was so amazing because we put that thing on. When that song would come on, people would like stop what they're doing in the store. And even me, I'd stop doing whatever I was doing and just watch the video. And then, I saw the name Nirvana come up. Like, oh, damn, that's Nirvana. It was amazing. I mean, that song really just changed everything.
Yeah, so I was a college DJ. It was the first semester that I was a college DJ, my sophomore year, that Nevermind came out. So my first week of school, it was obviously the album was out, but it had just come out, and the buzz didn't really happen until like Thanksgiving time. I remember Christmas, everyone it had exploded. But I remember my first week, I'm like, oh, I have to play this band Nirvana. It was one of the first songs I played in, but it was Drain You. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And, I was coming from a lot of 80s metal into the early 90s alternative grungy scene. So I gravitated toward Nirvana right away. And it's funny, like you said, you heard it and you're like, oh, this stands out. Like, and here I am remembering it 30 years later because it was that seminal of a moment.
Yeah, everything about it. I mean, the video, just the catchiness of the song, and then all the other songs off the album too.
Yeah,
Keith,
the whole thing.
Where did you hear Nirvana for the first time?
Oh, thank you. I was actually thinking about that. Yeah, it was Brian. I actually, so my first year of college, so 91, right? The fall of 91, I like two people in my dorm were like, oh, we're going to go to Virginia Tech, and Brian was there. I went there. Maybe he's not working the radio, but he's like, this is the new thing. And he became like super into like the radio station at Virginia Tech. He got me into CMJ. That's how I heard about Limited Tremor Control. He was like the roadie for like the Bevis Front and some other bands off that label. So yeah, so that's when I first heard it.
Yeah, so Nevermind, the actual release date was September 24, 1991.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I went in October probably to Virginia Tech. Like, it's my first semester in college, and like some other dude in the college like, I'm driving down. I'm like, I'll go with you. There's no cell phones. There's barely answering machines at this point. There's no internet. like
there's payphones.
Yeah, dude, how do you like actually know like?
And you memorize people's phone numbers.
Totally, and you're actually like watching like when the road's like this way to Roanoke. You're like, okay, I got to keep going to Roanoke. So you're just driving, and then eventually it's like Blacksburg here, and like, fine, I'm here. Yeah, good times. Okay, hey Dan, you ever get emotional out of the show?
I do. For different reasons. I mean, like, sometimes it's just like intense. I love Sigaros. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Can't even pronounce
Icelandic
it.
band.
Yes, Sigaros. Okay.
Yeah, but they put on really amazing shows, and they do that quiet loud thing really well. And they typically build the show, and so like the last song they perform before the encore is just really intense. And yeah, sometimes I totally do.
ASMR going on?
Yeah, for sure. I think I saw like Peter Murphy play a song acoustic that just really moved me too.
Was that the chapel?
Things.
Was that at the chapel, by the way?
He played a show up in Marin, and it was actually the night that I flew back from Portugal.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I was totally jet lagged, right? At the show. I could kind of barely stay awake at first, but then, I got my second wind, and just he was amazing, and just the song was Marlene Dietrich's favorite poem, if you've heard that one, and just totally blew me away.
Yeah. So
what about you guys?
That was unexpected and live, so that helped move it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, the most... I don't remember. I mean, Depeche Mode with Darin a couple years ago was amazing, by the way. It was emotional, especially the first song, which we knew was going to be the first song because we knew what their set list was. And it's the first song of the album, their most recent album, I think. And it's just awesome. Anyway, I was crying. It was amazing. Lights were great.
I thought the most emotional you ever were at was at an Extreme Elvis show.
Oh my God, probably too. My surprise 30th birthday would have been one. Yeah, Darin was with me at a few of those shows. They were good. I agree. I mean, there was probably some early Coach Whips or OC shows that like were just unexpected. I was emotional. I'm gonna say, Wedding Night. That was the most emotional I've been at. Our wedding song was Modest Mouse. Follow Me Into the Dark.
No, it was Death Cab for Cutie.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, Death Cab.
Interesting. Yeah, that was the second time I.
That was only
I
the
met
second
you,
time?
Steve. That was I think that was the last time. The second to last time I met you was at
Probably because
at the wedding,
I
Keith's wedding.
left in early 2002, like April of 2002. I left.
So who picked the wedding music, or I mean not just the wedding song, but like the music you played at the wedding? Was that both of you, or how did that happen?
Yeah, it's both of us. Duh. Like remember when we were, you remember when we
I don't know.
were pregnant?
I don't know.
No, dude, we were pregnant, so obviously we picked the songs. Yeah, we worked together. But do you remember the cool?
You were pregnant?
No,
You were pregnant? What?
No. When we were pregnant, it was a "we are pregnant," which is like the weirdest bastardization of the term. Edit this part out. Never mind. All right.
My wife was pregnant at your wedding.
Yeah. See. Okay, so there was different songs played, right? Like you have the quartet in the Rose Garden, right? Where like they play like Nirvana, but they're on cellos and shit. So we had that set list, which was awesome. They played the Beatles. There was a quartet, cello. I don't know, another cello, like violin. I don't know what the string instruments are, but so 4 of them. So that was awesome. That set list is sick. That's the New Dad Rock straight up because it was like Nirvana, the Beatles, and stuff. Yeah, then we did songs at the end. The closing song was the Modest Mouse song. It's the closing song of their album. That's not that good. The good news for people who hate bad news. No. Good news for people.
The Good Times Are Killing Me?
Yeah, that's right.
Was it The Good Times Are Killing Me?
Yeah, and the DJ was even so sacrosanct in 2009. No, 2008 when we got married. That he like turns off the part where he says acid and then turns it back on. But do you remember those Philly cheesesteaks?
Oh, I do.
Yeah, see,
Amazing.
Yeah,
perfect
seriously.
timing and everything.
That was seriously top 3 moments of that wedding. It was so, I mean, from a visceral body perspective, I know I was smiling the whole night, but when I ate that, because it was the end of the day, the first bus is left, there's a second bus, we're in an arboretum. It was great. Love that night.
So Steve, what music was played at your wedding?
So we had a DJ, and I think I burned 3 CDs for him. So we got married in 2000. And our wedding song was You Do Something to Me, but it was Sinead O'Connor's version. Like it was a Long Island wedding, so there was like New York, and there were like a few of the popular dance songs at the time, but we had like Tom Waits and U2 and Pavement, 5 - 4 = Unity. That song was kind of used as a little bit of a theme, like maybe when we were introduced.
Wait, is that song 8 on Crooked Rain, Crooked Rain?
It's that instrumental.
Yeah,
It's like
it's after the middle,
like
yeah.
that kind of like
Right
Nice.
on. I like it.
so that kind of stuff. Going back to Cali, of course, because we got married in New York, but we lived in California. I wasn't really paying attention, to be honest.
So, Darin, let's go back to Depeche Mode for a second. Have you ever been confused for David Gahan? Am I saying his name right? David Gahan?
Yeah, gone.
Gone?
I say
Gahan's
gone.
better. Gahan's better.
I think it's both.
Okay, yeah, but
I
Gahan.
yeah.
Dave Gahan,
yeah.
Dave Gahan is pretty awesome. Okay, so Dave Gahan.
No, I've never been mistaken for him, but I was a huge, and still am a huge Depeche Mode fan. In high school, well, even in probably junior high, I did look like him. I did dress like him, and I did convince my high school that I was related to him. I mean, first I just told people I was related to him, which no one, of course, believed me. No one believed me. But I did have a friend that was a publicist at Warner, and she got me an advanced cassette of Violator, so I was able to make copies of that on cassette and be like, yeah, my cousin Dave gave me the copy of their new album. It's it's not out yet, but I can make a copy for you. And that did it. I mean, I made everyone believe.
Oh my god, that's amazing, dude.
That's funny. So you said you were his cousin?
Yeah, I thought that would be more believable than like brother or something like that.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
What's your whole never meet the heroes thing? Like Darin, Darin, have you ever met any of your heroes and regretted it?
I have. I've met a few heroes and it's been a good experience. I've met a couple where it's not been a good experience. I did get to going back to Nine Inch Nails. I saw them for the first time open up for Jesus and Mary Chain. This is like 89 or 90, maybe 90, early 90. And I was totally blown away. I mean, they sounded amazing. They destroyed all their instruments by the end of the show. And I was like, gosh, this is crazy. And then Jesus and Mary Chain came on and they were totally boring. Yeah, but so I was really into them, and after Broken came out, I was like, oh, it's so amazing. And then I found out that they were recording in Los Angeles, their new album, at the Sharon Tate house. So it was like a Wednesday night or something. I said, I want to go over there just to check it out and maybe see their studio. So I called up a couple girlfriends of mine. We went to a bookstore to buy Helter Skelter because that had the address in it in the first few pages, and then drove out to LA and to Hollywood Hills, and I couldn't find it at first because they ended up changing, I guess, the address after the murders happened. But luckily found a security guard in a truck, one of those neighborhood security guard guys, and he was really great and pointed us to the right house. So we pulled into the driveway, pushed the button, said, hey, can we come in just for 15 minutes? Just want to see the studio, say hello. And I said, no, sorry, we're working on a song. We're busy. Sorry. So we were driving back down the hill, and I was like, oh, I got this idea. Let's buy a couple pizzas and then go back and try it. And
oh,
so
wait, hold on.
we
Yeah,
got a
okay.
couple-
Well, I'm just going to stop your story for half a second right here. Of course they weren't excited to meet you, right?
Yeah, they were busy.
No,
Somebody
but
rings the bell. They don't know who they are.
Yeah, I don't know.
So you're totally harassing them.
Dude,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah,
straight
pretty much.
stalker
Yeah.
shit.
Harassing them.
With
Showing up unannounced.
pizza.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
okay,
Have you seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
No.
Tarantino movie?
You-
Yeah, watch that, Darren. You'll dig this.
You should really watch that movie because it's pertinent to this conversation.
Totally. Okay.
And then just let me say flamethrower, and then we'll back to your story.
Yeah. So okay. So now, where are we at now again?
Okay, so we got the pizzas. We're heading back up the hill.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is a bad idea, dude.
I put the girls in the front seat, driver's seat and passenger seat. Go back, ring the bell again, and say, "Hey, can we come in for just a few minutes, just to say hello, just to meet you, and that'll be it." Yeah, I said, "No, sorry, we're working on music." And then he said, "Well, we brought you pizzas," and showed them, out the window the pizza boxes because there's a camera and all that stuff. And it was like silent for like a minute. We're just sitting in this car waiting. And then finally the gate opens up and we got to drive in and go inside and see the studio and meet Trent, and Flood was there. I think even Marilyn Manson was there, but I didn't know who he was at the time. But he was very gracious, and they were working on Closer, the very kind of end part to it. So I got to hear that for a few minutes. We're very conscious not to overstep, so we were just said hello.
Hold on. Wait. It's at this point that you realize that you're very conscious of not overstepping. Dude, seriously?
I was. I know. I mean, I want to be respectful, right?
No, but okay, fine. Keep going.
No, but it was really interesting. I mean, the place definitely had a vibe, like a weird vibe. And I asked him about that. I said, like, do you see any weird stuff going on around here? And And said, yeah, sometimes we see something on the camera for just a split second, because they have cameras going across the property.
Yeah.
And one experience of like something passing through them and things like that. And so thinking about like how the location or the environment can influence the music, to tie it going back to Iceland.
For sure. Especially like learning to
vibe.
create the music. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Well, I mean, I remember a Led Zeppelin story about how one of their albums was recorded, and like there was a stairwell that went 3 or 4 stories up in this old house, and they played kind of like in the bottom of that to get that sound. But yeah, Iceland is totally a messed up place compared to any like music, like reggae. Think about it, like you're on the fucking beach, like like music comes from the place, many ways.
Yeah, Black Celebration was recorded in Berlin, and there's a lot of examples.
Well, several albums were recorded in that house that Nine Inch Nails recorded in that Sharon Tate house. I think Blood Sugar Sex Magic was another one, but there were a number of albums recorded there.
Dude.
Interesting. Yeah, I thought they demolished it.
Wow. Okay, so have any of you had ghost experiences?
I saw a Ghost open for Iron Maiden.
The Japanese band?
I wasn't a big fan of Ghost. No, they're Swedish.
No, there's a Japanese ghost band. I saw them somewhere at bottom of the hill, I think.
Yeah, but that's not like the popular band. Like Ghost is an actually very well known band, and I think they are playing Madison Square Garden like headlining by themselves, not just opening for Iron Maiden. But anyway, they're like heavy ABBA.
Okay, that's not the Japanese band.
Very schlocky, very poserish, I thought.
No.
So I saw 2 songs by Ghost. That's my Ghost experience. And Darin, you say never meet your idols, but I have to say, and this is a true story, I once told Rue McClanahan where the bathroom was at the restaurant that I worked in. And she said, and I kid you not, she said, lovely, after I told her.
She is classy.
Well, thank you for joining us yet again, listeners, on this epic journey, and thank you, Darin.
Thanks so much for having me on.
You've been wonderful, and thanks to you, we are now the #1 podcast in your hearts.
In the galaxy.
I can't.
2 galaxies going through the ages of time. The new Dad Rock.
I want my royalties.